Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to be sharing how to create these long black gloves using velvet with a bit of sparkle on it. This was a project that was pretty straightforward to make. You don't require a pattern to do this and it's very beginner friendly. Now if you'd like to see how I cut and sew this pair of gloves, make sure to keep on watching and let's get into the tutorial. To create these gloves, I'm going to be working with this stretch velvet that has silver sparkly bits in the fibers of the fabric. You wouldn't be needing a lot for this. Now the measurements that we worked with was deciding on how long we wanted this to be, and I have my lovely intern Mazarine helping me here. So I measured from the tip of my longest finger high up to my elbow or my bicep where I wanted the glove to end, and then I just measured around my bicep as a reference for later on. So once I had those measurements written down, I just layered the fabric. So I had 4 layers. You will need a pair for each glove because you need to sew around it. Now I'm just drawing a short horizontal line like so and marking the length of my gloves. We worked with a length of 21 inches, so it went over my elbows slightly. Now once I marked that, I just squared the point across so we had like a clear reference to create the rest of the gloves with. Once I was done doing that, the next thing that we did was essentially just traced around my arm. I just wanted this process to be very straightforward and it is very easy to do. You can do this yourself if you don't have anyone to do it with you, and once you have the arm traced off like so and you are happy with it, this is the shape of my arm, I went back into the ends of the gloves and I just straightened out the lines towards the end rather than have it curve like that because of how my arm was placed when we were tracing it around with the chalk. So once I had sort of straightened it out like so, we then went in to cut out the pairs of gloves, but we cut with a seam allowance of about 1 centimeter, which would give us rooms to stitch everything in place. Now this fabric has a bit of stretch, so it has a bit of give and it's a little bit forgiving. But once we were done cutting the straighter end, I went back in to cut in between the fingers for each one like this. Now once I was done, I noticed that I needed to just draw a line a little bit downwards, about 1 inch, to create a little bit more room for my thumb or my chubby finger by the side. Now we just went in to stitch around the entire glove and tried it on to check that we were happy with the fit. This is what it looked like after I stitched it. The first thing I noticed was I felt like a fish and I wanted to go back in to stitch it down a little bit more to the bottom of my fingers like so. Everything else fit perfectly as you can see here, except those in between finger points. I'm just going to go back in to adjust. Now we just stitched it downwards in like a V up until the point that my fingers joined together into my palm. We cut away all the seam allowance, so when we turn this inside out there won't be a lot of bulk on the inside of the gloves, and I just tried it on at this point to check that I was happy with the fit. The last step here is to fold and stitch around the glove opening, and because this fabric is stretched, it actually stayed put on this part like so. You have the freedom to add a bit of elastic if you want even more security, but I just went in to fold it in by about 1 centimeter or half an inch, and I used a zigzag stitch to finish off this part of the gloves. Once you're done doing that for both gloves, it is all done and this is what it looks like finished. It instantly elevates any look and that's what I really like about it. It was very straightforward to make, very beginner friendly and really easy to construct. You don't need a sewing pattern for this, which I actually found very nice. Now if you guys enjoyed this video, please let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Leave any other suggestions that we could possibly do for a quick tutorial, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.